104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, Houston, Texas.
party?
I partied last night. I can't. I have a headache. Friday, October 25th of 2024. It's 6:03 with Roula, Ryan, Eric, Such a K, and Sam. And yes, I did go out last night and I got a little turned up, as Kevin would say.
Oh, stepped on this morning?
I am stepped on.
Thursday?
Yes,
Anniversary.
and do you know what I was trying to think? This is how bad it was before we get into Roses part 2. I fell asleep on the way home. Like, it was one of those nights.
I assume Tassos was driving?
Obviously. yes. Because I'm a drink counter. I had
That's a
ordered
shame.
3 and I never got through the third one. And I go, why am I so stepped on? Because we got each a glass of complimentary champagne and I drank mine and I drank my husband's.
Yes.
And I didn't think about it
So
because
you miscounted.
I miscounted. And I was asleep on the way home.
Poor Tassos.
Yeah.
Oh, he was
No
tired, too.
celebratory.
I'd be finding a place with lots of potholes or.
Wake her up, wake her up.
Oh, you're awake, honey. We're home.
Sorry,
All right.
you didn't mean to hit that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you more about that after we get to Roula and Ryan's Road.
All right, I'm looking forward to that update Monday morning at 7:20. We'll find out what happened. That's got to be, getting that message from your own brother. Could you imagine if you're one of your siblings? Really, if you've got, brothers
Many
and
of them.
sisters. Eric,
Many
you've
of
got
them.
sisters. And if one of them came to you and said, your wife is cheating, your husband is cheating,
Yeah.
you'd not
Don't
be
have a
happy.
good relationship with your sibling and they're telling you that, you just think they're being mean.
They've got a business together.
Best
That's
is-
what's so bad.
That's when they tell you afterwards, like, oh, we didn't care for that person,
That's the
or
worst.
we thought this and
always
that. I'm like,
knew
well, if
it.
you thought it, then why didn't you say something?
Can't stand
I mean,
it.
unless you're trying to
Stand that.
protect them, it's best to just keep your mouth shut. I mean, especially when you say, "Oh, you're better off without that jerk," and then they get back together, and you're like,
Because
oh,
there are some
boy.
people that are like, listen, I'd rather you hit me for telling you this because I feel like you need to know it before you do it. It's not a I told you so thing. I'm just going to tell you this because I want to save you from the mistake. But, it's all a personal hit. That's your choice. You know what I mean? Like if you're in love with somebody and they're like, no, that person's terrible for you. But then again, look at us. I'll be a first hypocrite I'll put myself out there. I'll be the first hypocrite. If my kid ends up with somebody that I know is bad news, I will throw myself onto the fire and say, this person's not for you. Instead of like saying, well, I guess I won't say anything. Let them make it their own
It only
mistake. No,
happened
I'm not doing that. I'm going to tell
But
my
you
kid.
try it in the first one, and they end up getting stronger together, and then you're like, crap, that didn't work.
Not
I
always
should have
though.
just not pushed them. If you pushed them together,
You just have
they
to
was
use
spite dating. They dated
Yeah,
some of
spite
the,
dating.
the spite.
True.
spite dating.
It happens.
It's true. People get really like hard-headed about stuff. They're like, I'm going to go out with them just to make you mad.
I'm not gonna admit that I was wrong. I'm gonna eat this awful meal or something.
Oh
like, when you
yeah.
go out to
What is
eat.
that? They say
Oh,
cut your
yeah.
nose off to spite your face.
In the movie Bridesmaids, where they go to this Brazilian restaurant, and the one Helen, she's like, I'm not going to eat that. You
Yes.
eat that gray meat. She goes, no, I'm really hungry right now. I could eat something right now. She goes, really? Because you look like you're sweating. Are you sure you're not about to throw up?
That was bad.
No, I'm really hungry. And then she eats like a Jordan almond.
You look like
And
you're
she's
sweating.
like, oh my God.
So
Just to
foul.
prove the restaurant she picked was not bad.
Like not food poisoning.
I think if you
That was a really good
use,
scene.
That really is the only good scene.
yeah, I didn't think that
rewatched-
movie.
I rewatched Bridesmaids the other
That's
day
the
on
only scene
Netflix.
you guys like? There are so many classics.
You know what's funny, Sam? When I first saw Bridesmaids in
Her
the
on the
theaters.
airplane.
Well, oh yeah, the airplane was pretty funny. I had to rewatch it for that reason because when I watched Bridesmaids in the theater, I thought it moved kind of slow, and I was like, okay, everyone's talking about the scene at the bridal salon where they all lose their lunches, right? And it's really gross. But I was like, let me just see it again because me and my one earbud walking around the kitchen, cleaning the kitchen or moving things. And I thought it was funnier. It went faster to me than it did when I sat in the theater watching it. I don't know why. And it was fine. It was fine. I enjoyed it more on the rewatch on Netflix.
Maybe edit out that whole police officer
Oh yeah, his storyline.
storyline.
Why? You don't like the police officer storyline?
What is he-
That's the
was he
only saving
Irish?
grace.
Just
Yeah,
the
he was
Irish guy in
Irish guy.
Wisconsin
Yeah.
or whatever, and just
Well, the story of that is
just
they
didn't
wanted him
care.
to have a fake accent as an actor for his role because he's a Wisconsin
That's his real
cop.
accent.
And that's his real accent. And there was a whole thing about like, no, let's just let you leave. You'll just be an Irish guy
it'll
in
be funny.
Wisconsin.
He was in this show called Get Shorty. They made it into a series. Remember, there's a movie called Get Shorty with
Yeah.
John Travolta. Well, they turned it into a series. And it was really good. But Eric, it was one of those things you always say, not until I know there's some kind of a final season.
Yep.
Because it was so awesome. And then it just stopped on a cliffhanger and then never came back. And I'm like, oh,
See?
I was so angry at that.
You wasted all that time. On your deathbed, you're going to be like, man, if I only had 14 more hours.
That's what he's going to think.
On my
Nope, I
deathbed.
don't watch Get Shorty. How'd that go for
I
you?
think that'll have to take a number in the list of things I regret. Get Shorty's going to be down there pretty far.
Did you waste the time on in life?
Oh, God. Yeah, we all have. Think about it. If you added up all the time in your life sitting in a checkout line or the grocery store or going to an amusement park or going anywhere. I mean,
High school.
high school is not a waste of time. Don't say that.
Aaron.
No, when you're in class, though, sometimes you're just sitting there going,
Yeah.
why am I learning this? And now that we find out half the stuff we learned was BS.
History-wise, it was.
Czechoslovakia.
It's like, what? What?
Oh, there was still Czechoslovakia when we were in school. Now it's the Czech Republic and
Slovakia.
Slovakia.
That was, yeah.
I think
Didn't get the second lesson.
I had more fun
We
just
learned
spinning
that.
that globe, putting your finger on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's where I'm going to live.
Where are we going to live?
And then I'd take
Pretending-
tissues, you can put over the heater, and it'd blow up in the air, and you'd watch it. Like, ooh, this is
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
Things to kill time.
no
Not at
iPad
all.
then.
No,
iPad.
Etch-a-Sketch was our iPad.
And a Kleenex over a heater.
I don't know that. We didn't have that in Houston.
You didn't have those heaters like at the side of the.
Well, Eric was growing
Not in
up
Houston,
north.
we
Not in
Yeah.
Houston.
You grew up north where, it was cold and you had those little portable space heaters in the room.
No, these are big
No,
heaters.
no,
Those
those
are
are
big,
the
They're
like,
windows.
Like the
windows.
radiator
Yeah, the
thing?
window.
Oh,
and
okay.
they just blow straight up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't have that here.
Oh, the
Central
big
heat.
bin looking thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. You would sit on it during break
Yeah,
time. Like
kids would sit-
everyone
freeze
would
it.
get up on there. Like the cool kids would sit there.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Unless it was too hot.
Yeah.
Cool kids.
Well,
Cool
coming up next, speaking of high school, Mean Girls, one of the most iconic high school movies with the burn book and the fetch. Stop making fetch happen. It's not going to happen. Okay, Lacey Chabert, who is now the Hallmark Golden Woman. Is she too old? Were they trying to move her out? There was a real big story I read
She's like in her
yesterday right after
40s?
the show finished. Yeah, she's 42. And this scandalosa story about the stars of Hallmark trying to get pushed out by some new suits. Because, the suits always know what's good.
Of course they do.
We'll talk about that in Scoop. Here's your weather for today.
We're looking at a gorgeous weekend. Lots of sunshine. Should be a high near 90. Right now, 68 degrees and 6:13 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
I'm pleased to introduce Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taquerias Arandas. All right, speaking of Taquerias Arandas, it's Fajita Friday. Y'all, Taquerias Arandas is celebrating, and every Friday I'm giving you a chance to win $100 for Fajita Fridays here on KRBE, whether you like your fajita sizzling, marinated, or ranchera style.
Oh, yes.
All you
Yum.
got to say is, Rula, I love Fajita Fridays from Taqueria Arandas.
Like you run into the
Win.
store and just go, I love fajitas. Roula.
No, you have to do it on our show.
Yeah, well,
Let's come up here to the studio.
Now I'm
Run into a
confused.
random grocery store and scream it? That's not going to help. They'll just think you're having a moment.
Sir, this
Okay.
is a takeout stand.
I just never know what you're doing, sir. Okay, so yesterday after the show, I found this story. It came across my headlines about the Hallmark Channel. And as you know, it's creeping up on us now. It's holiday Hallmark movie watching season. There are
One more week,
Hallmark
right?
stores. I believe so, yes.
Halloween will be over next week.
Oh, yeah.
Then there's no
Thursday.
Thanksgiving, just straight to the Christmas.
Well, they do have fall in love shows. Fall in love.
That's cute.
Fall themed. But, we've been talking about this since I don't know, I feel like they released this last February, that they've got 47 new Christmas movies on deck for the new holiday season. If you've been to a Hallmark store, whether a freestanding in a strip mall, like outside of a mall, not freestanding, but it's in a strip mall or it's in a mall, it's a whole thing. They've got blankets and pajamas and slippers. They've got ornaments and cups. Mugs, Yeti, Stanleys, all about the Hallmark Channel. This is my holiday movie watching pajamas or all this whole thing. People love it. My sister-in-law loves it. She's all in. She goes, I am that person. I don't care. I don't watch a lot of TV, but that's what I watch.
Does she watch the other channel that does it too? Or
Lifetime?
Lifetime and
She just-
Hallmark.
I just know she watches
I didn't know if people are like
It's a brand loyalty.
Pepsi, Cola, Coke.
Like that's her, that runs on the background of her living room television if she's like doing
That's cool.
stuff around the house.
It's, it's a comfort thing.
There is definitely an audience for that. They love it, right? And so yesterday there was this explosive article about Hallmark is under fire as an ex-employee claims that there was back and forth with him amongst the suits about replacing two of their iconic female leads because they're too old.
Oh, boy.
Holly Robinson Peete is 60 years old. Lacey Chabert is 42 years old. And apparently the casting director claimed that a network executive wanted to replace the old people from the shows, weed them out and bring in some young blood for the new shows. In an age discrimination lawsuit, Penny Perry claims that Hallmark Executive Vice President of Programming Lisa Hamilton Daly called Lacey and Holly examples of, quote, old talent that should be replaced. According to the lawsuit, the allegations also say that Lacey's getting older and we have to find someone like her to replace her as she gets older.
Wait, are you saying a woman was discriminating against another woman?
Yes. This is one woman who is the whistleblower on another woman who's the one of the suits, saying that the women of the channel
There's
are
like 40.
getting old.
You said there's 47 of them. They can't just keep her in a couple of them?
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
Give her 3.
according
You
to
get
this-
2 a year. Go ahead.
I mean, I understand aging out of a demographic. At a certain point, you're no longer like look at
Like a 22-year-old wants to probably see like someone that looks like they're them.
Yeah.
Fall in love.
Yeah, Penny Perry, who is the casting director, the former casting director, says she was fired from the Hallmark Channel back in April after working there for 9 years, even though she had received a positive performance evaluation just 2 months before being fired. The casting executive also claims that the VP told her she was, quote, too long in the tooth.
Oh, that's
Who
not
uses
right.
that phrase?
That's an old timey.
Who uses that phrase in
It's an
real
old
life?
timey saying that means you're getting old.
Here's why.
But why though?
Okay, here's
I
why.
don't know what
here's
the
why.
origin is.
A rat continuously grows their teeth and they get longer as they get older. So rats have to chew on things to make their teeth get smaller.
Wow.
So
Long
there
in
you
the
go.
tooth, I knew
What?
was
Yes.
always implied
But-
age,
so
but I
it's
didn't
like
know
an
why.
old-
Now we
old
know.
rat.
So rats. So
That's even worse.
Oh man.
You can probably find
old
on the
rat.
corners of your fences. You'll see like little snack sized bites that the rats have chewed on, like the corners of your fence. At least they did at my
more
fence.
reasons I can't get on board with Ratatouille, the cartoon.
It also says
yeah.
that
I
it,
like that one. It's cute.
it says that it originated in the mid 1800s. It refers to like when a horse's gums recede with age, making its teeth appear larger, getting longer. In
A lot of
the
animals,
see.
their teeth grow.
I guess so. Maybe it
I
is
do
Maybe
remember-
both.
I did pest control. I remember the rats would love to eat the wires because a lot of the guys that were installing and girls, when they installed, they didn't have gloves and there's
Saltiness from their hands.
salt on their hands, so they would eat that.
Oh, good times. Well,
Who doesn't like a good salty wire? You know?
I don't know what's going to happen here in this lawsuit. Of course, it just got filed, and they say it's an age discrimination lawsuit, defamation lawsuit, and wrongful termination complaint filed in October in Los Angeles Superior Court from the casting director towards the Hallmark Channel and this specific executive, saying unbeknownst to Miss Perry, Miss Hamilton Daly had it out for her and wanted to move her out of the company due to her age. And her complaints that the company was refusing to accommodate her life-limiting health conditions. So part of this, the headline is the Lacey Holly story, but that is just the subtitle to this story.
So it's like the
because
tip of the
this
iceberg.
woman is suing for age discrimination, and
For her
part of her
job.
proof is that she knows that this executive said that Holly and Lacey are getting too old to be leads on Hallmark Channel. If I was 19 years old hearing these ages, I'd probably be like, yeah, that sounds old.
Yeah, but when
If
we were
I'm
kids,
35, Lacey Chabert to me at 35 is not, I don't feel like that
when
much
we were
older.
kids, a 40-year-old woman, didn't look like a 40-year-old woman in
Especially in movies and
2024.
TV. If you're 43, you're a grandma
Totally.
or something. You're
Totally.
not. You're not the main love interest to the Jack Nicholson, who's
Has
50
anybody-
and they have to be 26.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. It's such an unfair standard.
And has anybody ever mistaken you with your kids for not being their parent? Like, you know how people say stupid things? Like, I told you about my friend who adopted a baby in another
Like they
state.
think I'm
Do you think you're they say, are you the grandpa or
their
your
grandpa,
dad?
their brother.
The grandpa or the dad?
Some people that look really young.
The grandparent or
It
the
happened
dad?
to my mom when she had Connor. She was 40
Uh-huh.
and she had my little brother Connor. I was 10. My older brother was 12. People were like questioning if my mom was the grandma, and we had this child.
Oh, that's hurtful.
That is so
Or my kids are
weird.
blonde and my wife's got dark hair. They probably thought she was like a nanny or something.
Yeah.
That would happen to my sister-in-law, who's since passed away. God rest her soul. But she was dark, curly hair with chestnut brown eyes, and all three of her children blonde hair, blue eyes. So when she went with her kids, people just thought
They
maybe
go
she's
to
the
the, go to the
babysitter.
park and then
Yeah,
other
it's like
nannies
you're the
come up to you.
nanny.
Oh, who do you work with? Or
I always
Work
think people
for her.
What do you
think that
mean?
was
It's my
Santi
kid.
and I, but I'm like, we look. I
No,
identical.
Santiago is your
What?
twin. He's got your eyes.
I'm
He's
the
your
help
twin.
for him.
No.
every time I see Yonder
you are a
Diaz,
mother.
I see Yonder Diaz for the Astros.
You think of Santiago?
I always think he's your son.
Who?
Look up Yanner Diaz, the catcher for the Astros.
Yanier
I'm like,
Diaz.
if he grew up, that's
Oh
what
my
he'd look
God,
like.
that Santiago is grown up hilarious.
Every time I see him, I'm like, oh,
That
that's
is
so
so
cute.
funny.
That's him. He's gonna
I
be,
think that's him. Hold on.
he's gonna be the catcher.
There are some babies you look at them and you can tell what they're going to look like when they're middle aged.
Oh, my.
There are some little boys who look like little old men when they're
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
5.
saying.
They should do that. People should do photo shoots with the kids, put glasses on them, those suits.
Well, they do the
Like an
100-day
accountant.
thing.
Corporate
Oh
environment.
my
yeah.
gosh.
I've
you
seen
could
that.
be
See,
Santi.
Yanner Diaz.
Yeah,
kinda-
right?
I
Sam?
can't picture my child getting older though. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh my
if
God.
If he keeps my face shape
Yanner
and not
Diaz.
Mark's face shape,
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
that could be Santiago. Maybe I'm related
Yeah.
to this guy.
This whole year ruined
Maybe
me
you
because I'm
are.
like,
That
every
is
time I
so
saw him play, and he
funny.
played every game.
Oh my god.
He does this little move when he gets a hit. He does this with his finger down his like
Like a teardrop?
Yeah, he makes it like that. That's like his
It's
signal.
so weird.
That's so funny.
Cute.
Well, they do this in school. I've seen this a lot on social media where I think kindergartners do this or pre-Kers or something. It's like the 100 days of school. You just act like you're 100 years old and all these little kids are dressed up as old grandmas and grandpas.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
For the 100 days of
100
school.
yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's like, some little boys already look mature like that. I don't know why.
Every school has that. You go and you see the guy. There's one guy. Looks like he's 70, and his wife is like 6'5", blonde. I think she's from another country. I've seen him since my kid was in soccer and pre-K.
Yeah.
I've never
Okay.
talked to these people in my life. I just
Really?
say hi.
Why?
I don't know.
If I keep running into the same parents at the same
like you see them at these events,
Yeah,
like
at the, whatever.
they had
the
an open house at the high
spring
school
event,
yesterday
fall event,
for my daughter.
Yeah.
2 days ago, and I saw that couple again. Well, she sticks out because she's
Tall.
like 6'6", looks like she's from the Netherlands or something, with blonde hair. And this guy's always wearing like Dr. Scrubs, driving a Porsche.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know
So
what she does for a living, but I'm just-
You're thinking, okay, young hot wife marries rich doctor.
Is that what you're thinking right
Well,
Well,
Then
everybody
you gotta see
has a
'em.
big
Somebody
age
marries
difference.
but the age difference looks. Yeah,
Is there a major age difference?
I think so.
Yeah.
Unless he just
Wouldn't you be
didn't
shocked
age
if
well.
you found out they're almost the same age? Does he age well?
Find out he's like 43. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Oh, God.
Years
You're
have been
gonna
rough on you.
That's why I tell
Somebody-
people I'm 76.
Damn, you look great.
Yeah, see?
Somebody said on text, when I was 30 and I had 2 toddlers, people thought I was an unwed teen mom and would be so rude to me.
Oh.
Another person said when I
so
made the
wrong.
point about the age of Lacey and Holly Robinson Beat is 60, Lacey Chabert is 42. If I was a 19-year-old watching them, maybe I'd think they're old. And somebody said, what 19-year-old is watching the Hallmark Channel?
Good point. Yeah. If they're doing that,
Nobody.
That's a great point. All right. Open Phone Friday, guys. It's 833-390-KRBE. 833-390-KRBE. If I was a listener of the Roula and Ryan show and not on the Roula and Ryan show, I'd probably call to say, I'm stepped on today. Y'all got to perk me up.
yeah, you're
Maybe
hurting.
you're on
My
45
anniversary
right
was
now.
last night. I
There's-
had too much alcohol.
If nobody calls for open phones, I have a question about something. Is it a fad or is it going to stay in our life forever?
Oh.
So then nobody calls. We can find out what this question is.
Yeah. No. Hey, you guys call in.
390-KRBE. Open Phone Fridays next on the Roula and Ryan show.
KRBE with more of the Roula and Ryan show.
Alrighty, it is Open Phone Friday, 833-390-KRBE. You can call about anything.
We
You
are
can ask
starting this
anything,
off.
whatever you want.
Yeah, we're going to start this off with a little group therapy for somebody who is panicking when it comes to a wedding. For those of you maybe newer to the show, Special K here on the Roula and Ryan show, who provides us the Friday Free for All, also does weddings.
I'm doing a wedding tonight.
Oh, you are?
Yes, for the Villarreals. They're huge fans of the Roula and Ryan show.
Yay!
And I can't say where it's happening at, but
Well, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Haley is on the line, and apparently poor Haley has had all kinds of drama when it comes to her wedding because the part of Florida that she was getting married in no longer exists because of the hurricane.
no.
Oh, my gosh.
Hi, Haley.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
When is your wedding? What's your wedding date?
Well, it was supposed to be 11/7, such a beautiful, beautiful sounding day, and it's not going to happen.
What city in Florida?
St. Pete Beach, so just on the coast of Tampa, and it was direct hit both times.
Wow.
So what are you doing now? You're going to get married here in Houston?
That was the plan, but after the first hurricane, they let me know, like, hey, that we'll send the refund back when we can get on site, and hopefully that'll be next week. Well, next week came and they had to evacuate yet again for another hurricane.
Oh, wow.
For what was it, Helene?
For Milton. First was Helene, then was Milton. Same spot. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't get your
And
money
then-
back from the venue because next hurricane
I
comes.
haven't received any funds, so I haven't been able to make any plans. It doesn't look like I'm going to get married this year.
Oh.
Sorry.
Now, can I ask you a question? Why were you picking Florida in the first place? Are y'all originally from there? Or why'd you pick Florida?
No. I just was looking at venues down here, and they're so incredibly expensive. And not saying that Florida's not expensive, but for what we were getting for the price that we were spending and including it being our honeymoon all in one, it just was more feasible to do that with a couple of family members and spend the money on the experience of going there and doing that versus spending the money on just a venue and more money on everything else for 100 people that we don't even care about.
That's understandable. Have you ever thought of just eloping or,
Well, that's not the same, right?
No.
You want to have a wedding.
I still want to have a wedding and all the things, but...
Okay, but you had a
anyways.
question for Kevin about the DJ part of it,
Yes.
though.
So I had gotten in contact with my photographer. Y'all, I was so proud of myself. I had pre-planned everything. Everything was, if not paid off, almost paid off.
You're like, nothing's going to go wrong. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I started buying gift cards way back when to pay off our room because we were staying in the penthouse. So I was buying gift cards so that way the money that we took there was the money we could spend there, not on the wedding. Everything for the wedding part would be paid for, every experience.
That math's not adding up for me this
diving.
early in the morning, but anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
So the part with the DJ, what's going on with the DJ?
Yes. So my photographer, she said she wouldn't refund me, but she would be willing to travel, which I thought was ridiculous because back in the day, you wouldn't get your deposit back, but you could get everything else back within a certain amount of time or between strenuous circumstances. The DJ, I sent him an email and I have gotten no response. I've called him and he has not returned my calls. I know in his contract as well, it says all payments are finalized. He was the first one I paid completely in full and tipped.
Oh, and you tipped him.
Tipping in
Why'd you
advance,
tip him
man.
so
Yeah.
far ahead of the party?
Yeah, what if you sucked?
At the reception.
Don't give him a tip.
So, is your a question for Kevin as a wedding DJ? If you got ghosted,
it.
are you just ghosted, or can you get is there any hope to get money back?
Right.
Just what what he would do in the situation. I mean, we live in a hurricane-based area. It's not unfeasible that
what
we
form
wouldn't
of
go
payment
through
was
something
this?
like this.
Was this credit card, by the way?
Yes, it was.
Well, you can
through,
dispute that with your credit
Venmo.
card company.
Oh, through
Fraud.
Venmo. It was through Venmo. She
Yeah.
said.
Okay.
Or
So.
PayPal, one of those.
Unfortunately, that is a small claims court issue. But for me personally, since I am fortunate to get a lot of DJ requests, I tell folks you can cancel the day before, and that just gives me a Saturday off. I
Yeah.
will always give your money back personally.
That's you.
Even in my contract, I think it might say something is non-refundable, but in a deposit, I don't do that.
Is this DJ
because
there?
it's-
Where's
You
this
get a
DJ
bad
at?
reputation if you do.
it's already tragic enough that you had to go through canceling your wedding for whatever circumstances. I'm not
Right.
going to pile on, and I don't want you to then you're going to hate me and stop listening to the Rule and Ryan show. I ain't going to risk that, honey.
Is that DJ in Tampa or the Florida area, or is the DJ from here flying in? What's the?
That's what kind of also sucks because we were more than willing to, we have people that DJ and photography and all the things. So we were more than willing to pay for their flights to go over there and DJ for us. But through the resort, we had to use preferred vendors.
From Floridian vendors.
That's why you have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you could squeeze the resort as well, but
Or just
I
go
understand that
go
might be
through the
wiped out.
resort.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get married
And
there
see
in the
what happens
summertime. You
Oh
know.
gosh, Haley, to be continued. Let us know what you end up doing if the
Sucks.
DJ ever gives you your money back, and if you do actually get married this year or not. It is Open Phone Fridays here at 833-390-KRBE. Christy is up next. Hi, Christy. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hi. So tell us what's on your mind. I hear you have some big news today.
What you got?
So, flashback about a year ago, I called into you, Roula, and I asked you about some local Goodwills you had mentioned that had nice things because
Yeah.
I had lost about 40 pounds.
Yes. You want to
And
get new clothes.
and I hit those up, and I
Yep.
got a few things. Well, officially 3 days ago, I hit 100 pounds lost.
Congratulations.
Oh my goodness.
You lost a special K.
That is amazing. That is
That's impressive.
amazing. Are you at the number you finally are happy with, or is the number still torturing you? Because nobody's ever happy
No.
with their numbers.
No, I'm not there yet, but that's okay. I'm still about 55, 60 pounds from where I'm going to get. I used to say where I want to get. Now I know I'm going to do it.
That's awesome, Christy. That's great.
It's just like surreal. And what was crazy is I joined a gym about 2 months ago, and I actually deadlifted that day what I've lost.
Wow, that is
That's
awesome.
impressive. Good for you.
Oh, we're so proud of you, Christy. That's great.
What can you tell people out there that are struggling right now? They want to, they're like, they hear you and go, what, 100 pounds? I want to lose 100 pounds. I want to lose 50 pounds. What do you want to tell them?
I have been up and down basically my entire life. Never lost this much before. You are going to have good days. You're going to have bad days, but just stick it out. That's human life. I mean, that's just the way it is. And you just get up each day, and each day is a new day. Each meal is a new meal. Just because you mess up one time, but one thing that my coach at my gym says is one meal doesn't have to be one day. One day doesn't have to be 1 week.
So don't beat yourself up.
That's true.
Don't beat
Tomorrow's
yourself up.
another day, and you're in zone mode. God bless you, Christy, when you're in zone
We all
mode.
diet for like 2 weeks. Like, I've only lost a pound. It's like, you didn't just gain that weight in one day either.
Right.
No.
It's a time.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It's about doing
It's a
things
long time.
healthy as well.
And the other thing, too, that it took me almost my entire adult life to understand until I went to the Health Museum of Houston with my kids because we were looking for something to do one day. The Health Museum has a 5-pound blob of fat, and they have a 5-pound
Piece of protein?
piece of muscle.
Okay.
From your body.
Yeah.
And you can hold it like there was those little kiosks around, like, oh, come over here, kids, and learn about this. The 5-pound blob of fat obviously takes up more space than the
still weighs the
5
same,
pounds of muscle. And that is why you may have heard, well, fat weighs more than muscle. It doesn't. 5 pounds is 5 pounds
So you're
is 5
saying it
pounds
just
is 5
takes up
pounds.
more space.
It takes up more space. So that's why your number might not be the number you want, but your clothes are fitting better because the muscles take up less space in your clothes than the candy
I was
coating
thinking
does.
about bowling ball. Like if you lose 12 pounds, you're like, man, that's a bowling ball.
That
Is that how much a bowling ball weighs? On average?
Anywhere from
14
8 to 16 pounds, yeah.
Well, good for you,
Little kids
Christy. We're
use
so
12.
proud of you. Thank you so much. Sorry we couldn't get to everybody else's calls, but have a great Friday. Cody, shout out to your kids who are doing big sports and big grades. He wanted to give his kids shout outs. They have great GPAs.
Oh, you travel parents out there,
Yeah,
get
let's
up early
travel
tomorrow
parents.
for 7 a.m.
We feel your pain.
6 a.m.
softball,
ball,
baseball,
tournament parents.
soccer.
You get that coffee.
For KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
All right, expect major traffic around downtown today. Vice President Kamala Harris is going to host a rally featuring Beyonce. Beyonce is expected to perform. This will be between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. The rally is going to be at Shell Energy Stadium just east of downtown. Willie Nelson also expected to perform.
Between 3 and 8?
Yeah, it's going to be a 5-hour rally.
Well,
Yeah,
what time is
that's gonna
Beyonce
be a
going to show up? Because some
lot
people
of
just want to know
traffic.
that part. When's Beyonce going to sing?
No, they
I'm
haven't
sure
said.
the tickets are probably gone by now.
Better get your
You can't just show up?
on cloud.
No, you had to request passes for it. I don't, they're free, but you had to request them ahead of time. And of course, the two people in this studio who were on it immediately.
Yeah, well, they've already got the metal
There's over
gates.
there.
Everything's set up.
You say Beyonce and he just shows up.
I know he did. It's like the genie in the lamp. We say Beyonce
Yeah.
and Irvin from
Pops
Digital
up.
shows up.
That's how we summon Irvin.
Where's Beyonce? Yeah, because one of our Open Phone Friday listeners wanted to know if she really was coming today, or is that just like something that's not real? No, she's really going to be here
I'm
today.
going to laugh if she's there and just says hi.
Well,
Like
according
doesn't
to NBC,
all the
they
fans on the
said
stage and all the lights.
she's expected to actually sing, to perform. So
But they don't say what she's going to sing. She could sing the alphabet for all we know.
it'll probably
Is it
be
gonna
the
be one of her
campaign,
That freedom song.
theme song. That's what I would think. So
It's going to be an
George
exciting
Michael?
day.
All right.
for
no, it's
Beyonce.
not George Michael. All right, coming up next, Special K got a prank call.
Has to do with the Cybertruck and what it sounds like?
Wait,
Did you hear
what?
that?
Kevin, do you know this? No. We pulled a prank on your prank.
Oh, dear.
Hold on, wait, hold on. You don't even tell us what your prank's about because we have to give you the setup to the setup. So, because what everybody else thinks it's about is that, ever wonder what a Cybertruck sounds like when it talks? Special K will be imitating one at the impound lot.
Oh, my God.
Made that up.
I'm like, that sounds like a fun prank call. I want to hear your
I have to
Cybertruck.
do that one.
What's it actually about? Find out next on the Roula and Ryan.